Okay, we're live. Welcome to Feelings with the Geekiary. I am Tara, and I'm here with Vaughn, and we're hoping Erin will join us later. She lost power this evening, so we're hoping she will get it back in time to join us. But yeah, we are fans, we have feelings, and this is where we webcast about them.
Friendly reminder that this is also a podcast, so please subscribe to us on iTunes so that you don't miss any of our feelings. And if you're listening to this a podcast or just a webcast later on, then please remember that this is recorded live. So we're not exactly sure what's going to happen. So please forgive us any technical difficulties or accidental swears. You can join the conversation using hashtag #GeekiaryFeelings. Come on, how will we know we're wrong? You're wrong if you don't tell us. Yeah.
We'd like to remind all of you that the views expressed on this webcast are those of the hosts as individuals and do not necessarily represent the Geekiary or the webcast itself as a whole. So, news and updates. We still have a Patreon. And that's it's one of those things where we haven't updated it in a while. I think we're about, and this is coming from me, who I know I need to update the Patreon I have for Ice and FireCon. So like, I'm sure our Patreon's due for some updates. So like, if you have suggestions, you should totally let us know, please. Right?
That's we love it when you guys tell us what to do because we're hopeless. So
yeah, exactly.
No, we only exist because you guys are here. So if you don't like what you're doing, you have to tell us what we're doing. You have to tell us, otherwise, we'll keep doing it and it'll be wrong. So yeah.
I'm really sad Erin isn't here for hashtag Hairgate. Because we actually, after months and months of nothing to say, something happened.
Oh my God, what happened?
And again, I only know this because I've like unsubscribed from all the Game of Thrones news websites that I used to follow because I don't care about the show anymore. But like, I had so many friends who still like love it and are into it because of Ice and FireCon that I have had it shared, on my newsfeed several times that they just finished filming the longest battle, or they finished filming a battle, and it's the longest filming time for a battle. I don't know. It was 55 days or 55 nights because I guess they filmed a lot of it at night. And they used a lot of pictures of Kit Harington as they're like, congrats. The Game of Thrones is congratulating themselves on filming this, by the way. Like, they're congratulating themselves. They did also congratulate like the cast that was involved. They sent out a pretty letter or whatever. I saw somebody share that. But mostly they were kind of congratulating themselves, which is a very Game of Thrones Benioff and Weiss thing to do. So they use lots of pictures of Kit Harington. That's all I know.
I cannot believe, of all the things that I ever enjoyed Game of Thrones for, it was not battle scenes. So I'm just like, wow, congratulations on wasting like 2 months on something I do not care about.
Like 55 nights. That's a long time.
That's too long. I feel like you're just not being efficient at that point. Like, people shoot a movie in that time.
Is it going to be, and I guess my question is it going to be like one episode? Like, that's what I want to know. How many episodes is that?
I don't know. I mean, because like I would suppose that like at the most it'd be a month on each episode. I would say 3 weeks probably. Maybe a month on each episode, but 55 days for one battle is like a whole episode taken up by one battle? Maybe the whole season is just a battle.
I mean, like, they've done a full episode that was a battle before. The Battle of the Bastards is pretty much all one battle. The Hardhome is not all, but mostly that one battle. The Battle at the Wall, which was season whatever was 4 years ago, the like penultimate episode was the Battle at the Wall. I'm pretty sure that episode was entirely that battle. I guess I could be misremembering, but like, so they've done it. Battle of Blackwater. Blackwater was all one battle, like an episode that was all the battle. But like, I don't think. I mean, 55 nights. Like,
Yeah, I mean, personally, I just think you're just bragging about being inefficient at that point. Like,
it's a good way to put it.
yeah, but you know, what do I know? Game of Thrones is still the most popular show on television. I mean, does anyone actually think it's good at this point, or are we all just watching it?
Dude, there are definitely still some people who think it's good. Like,
I mean, does anyone actually?
sorry, that was my computer finally loading our live video. But yeah, no, there definitely are still people who think it's good, and that's fine. Like, I'm not here to hate on people
No, I
liking
think
a
it's
thing, but like at the same time, I don't like one battle, like one episode that's entirely a battle, I'm fine with. But if that's like, if they stretch it into 2 episodes and that's literally all that it is, assuming a month per episode is what they usually take to film, I don't know how I feel about that.
yeah, I don't even know. I mean, who even knows at this point? I reckon that if there's 2 whole episodes of one battle, I will be checking my phone a lot.
Yeah. Oh, and I mean, the whole point of me even saying this was like they were using a bunch of pictures of Kit Harington in like or I don't even know if it was Game of Thrones officially that was using it or if people were just sharing random things that other fans created. Cause like I'm so far removed from the show fandom that I can't tell what's real and what's not. And I don't care.
I literally have not heard any Game of Thrones news. So,
but this is the first thing I've heard. So they've been filming, but this is maybe they've only been filming this one battle. Maybe they got that out of the way first, which seems odd, but whatever. But yeah, so they were using pictures of Kit Harington. But the thing is, like, I don't even know, like I said, if they were official or not. And I don't know if these were even pictures from the actual filming. I actually think they were just pictures from like Battle of the Bastards or something, which is kind of hilarious. So
right. Well, how's his hair looking? Is it long or short?
it was the same length it was the last time we saw him. And like
No.
I feel like he needs to cut his hair short.
Yes. Yes.
Like
he needs to when he works out he's related to Danny, won't he have like a breakdown and cut his hair off like you do?
I hope something happens. Either that or he'll just be like, whatever. Like everybody does it. At least we're not twins. Right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
She's only his aunt and only like so Rhaegar, his father, is her brother. So like they're not even like brother and sister or half brother and sister. She's just his aunt. It's like a generation that's removed. Totally it's fine. Not fine.
It's not fine, but whatever. I guess if it's fine, if he's okay with it, then whatever.
And it's Game of Thrones.
But I mean, it's Jon Snow. Let's be real. When has Jon Snow not freaked out and blamed himself for literally everything that's happened?
I don't know, man. He's the worst. So
he just likes being sad about stuff. So 100% he will like be angsty about Dany being his aunt. He'll be like, "Oh, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to anyone."
And maybe maybe he'll freak out about it.
Sansa's like right next to him, rolling her eyes, like, "Oh my god, I will kill him again."
God, please do. So that's our hashtag Hairgate update. I still can't even believe we had one. Random other news. The Bitching Dead, our Walking Dead webcast, we had an episode this past Monday. We'll actually be airing. Usually we're bi-weekly, but because this Sunday is the season finale, we'll have another episode this coming Monday. Thank God the season is ending. The webcast is literally the only reason I still watch this show. Like I literally watch the show so that I can like gather up snark for the webcast and just complain about it for an hour. So it's fun in that respect.
Who doesn't love a good hate watch?
Yeah. I honestly though, I may be reaching I think I may have reached my peak with that. Like if they don't do something Sunday in the season finale, like if something doesn't change, it's gonna be real hard for me to continue even hate watching it next season. So
I can't believe it's still being made. But like there was like around when Game of Thrones came out, like there's and like around that time there's all these like kind of big budget genre shows that like regular folks got into, and they just can't let them go.
Yeah.
Because they got that broad appeal, and it's like I don't know. I feel very baby's first fandom about both The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones in a lot of ways, which is fine because like everyone gets in sometimes, and I'm just excited that people are into genre and genre is becoming more mainstream. But at the same time, you're like, guys, like sometimes stuff that you like is not good.
Yeah, and they don't know how to take it.
Yeah.
Either. But again, I'm glad that I know people who like their go-to like, oh, do you watch this because you're a geeky person? Isn't just Big Bang Theory anymore.
Yeah, no, it's nice. I mean, I think the first few seasons of both Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead were really good. Were good shows, and I totally get being attached to characters and being involved in the world and wanting to keep watching it and stuff. So I get why people still watch it, but I'm also at the same time like, look, guys, there's such good shows around that you could be.
And some of them aren't even necessarily genre shows.
Yeah.
I'll talk about later. But yeah, so yeah. Walking Dead has been picked up for season 9. I'm really hoping it doesn't get picked up for season 10, but let's be real, it probably will. So
it's got a massive it's got a massive fan base that doesn't seem to be slipping at all. So
well, actually, their ratings have plummeted. I mean, like the ratings for the episodes this second half of the season have been like half what they were last season at this time. So it's still a lot of people, but not anywhere near what it used to be. So we'll see. But speaking of like good things with good ratings and stuff, Black Panther.
Yeah, it's like now the most successful superhero movie ever.
Yeah, highest grossing superhero movie, and I heard, I think it was earlier this week, I'm pretty sure it's now third highest grossing movie ever, behind Avatar and Force Awakens.
Yeah, man. I don't mind it taking over The Force Awakens, but anything that can come for Avatar would just make me so happy.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed off that everyone went to see that movie, and I hated it at the time, and I was right, and you were all wrong. So
I think a lot of people didn't necessarily love it, but like it, because everybody was seeing it, everybody else went to see it. Like I saw it, I thought it was like fine. I didn't think it was some groundbreaking. I still think it's nonsense that Disney has an entire land in Animal Kingdom dedicated to it.
Yeah, that's stupid.
To be fair, the ride is amazing. It really is. But it's amazing because of the technology. It has nothing to do with Avatar. So.
I just love that the most successful movie ever, like the biggest, that made the most money, is just like everyone just forgot about it. Like you say to people, oh, do you remember Avatar? And they're like, oh yeah, like I haven't thought about that since it actually came out, because it has literally no lasting cultural impact at all.
I saw it once in the theater. I've never seen it again. I have no desire to ever see it again.
No.
And there's sequels planned, I think, still.
Oh yeah, James Cameron threatens to make sequels like constantly, but I don't know that he'll ever actually do it. We'll see.
Like, does anyone actually want them?
No, James Cameron wants to make them.
Right, but does anybody want them?
No one does, because no one remembers Avatar. No one cares about Avatar. It literally matters to no one except James Cameron.
He loves it so much.
He does, and he has a lot of money. So if he wants to make 4 sequels about this stupid story, then sure, he can. He can do that. But we don't have to see it. We can be better than that, people. Yeah. We can be better.
There's a lot of movies that have come out recently in the past couple of years that it's just like shoot, honestly, not even the past couple of years. I don't like going to the movie theater. It's not my thing. I've said that before. And so if I go, it's going to be for something that like I really, really want to see. And no Avatar movie is on that list. So
Yes. I worry that like if he does actually, this is totally a non sequitur, it doesn't mean anything, but if he does make them, then like everyone would just be so kind of curious to see how horrible it is that they'll go see it, and then it'll make a lot of money, and they'll just keep, and like it'll just, because James Cameron won't see the nuance of that. Like it's like when everyone goes to watch movies because they're bad, and you're like, oh, I'm just going to see it how bad it is, and I'm like, yeah, but like the people who make movies don't see that nuance. They just see the money, and they think, oh yeah, I'm going to make more movies like this. And you're like, no,
please don't.
Please don't. So, you know, just if James Cameron makes a new Avatar movie, just don't see it. Don't.
Please.
Yeah, let it go.
So anyway, so yay Black Panther though, like,
oh my God, it's so good.
It's such a good movie. It deserves its spot as the highest grossing superhero movie.
Definitely.
And yeah, I mean, I guess it still has time, doesn't it? It's still in theaters, at least
still
around
going
here.
really well.
So
yeah,
like honestly, really until Infinity War comes out, it's got chances to make more money. So
yeah,
and I mean even after that, maybe, but
yeah, like anyone who is like a Marvel fan, like that didn't see Black Panther, which is bizarre, but like maybe they like the other characters or something, and they go to Infinity War, which is just the team up to end all team ups.
Honestly, unless you have a good excuse for not going to the theater, like you're sick, you don't have the money, someone in your family is it like you're traveling, you've been out of the country and like working the entire time or something, like unless you have a really good reason for not going to see Black Panther in the theater, if you like if you think you're a Marvel fan, I feel like there's
if you like superhero movies or sci-fi movies or any kind of like genre action movie, then you should see Black Panther because it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's just a really good movie.
I know that not everybody is gonna love it the same way as, you know, the majority of people with good opinions do. But you know, I don't think you can call yourself like a real fan of the MCU if you don't go see it in the theater.
When I say like, I mean, I know there are people who only like specific superheroes in the MCU. I find that strange because I have like totally like all in invested in the whole world, and now I'm just drained to despair, except for the last, like Thor Ragnarok and Black Panther has like revitalized my interest. But I don't understand people who but then I've never understood people who only go like half into things. They're like, oh, I
guess I don't even want to say, like, I don't want to gatekeep. So I don't want to say you're not an MCU fan or you're not a Marvel fan if you don't see it, but you might be racist. I'm not saying you are, but you might be.
I was actually really surprised by the amount of people who like not necessarily, they're not Marvel fans and they're not fan people, but the amount of people that I knew that just kind of saw the trailer and said, oh yeah, I didn't really like what I was seeing. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I think that maybe you should reevaluate why that was. And they got kind of uncomfortable because I'm like, look, I'm not trying to like accuse you of anything, but I think we've got a lot of internalized racism and we're not used to seeing certain people on the screen. So it can be jarring when you do see that and you're like, oh, and your reaction can be, yeah, I'm not interested in that because you're not used to empathizing in that. But I was actually really surprised by the amount of people that kind of said, oh yeah, I just wasn't interested. Those people did end up seeing the movie and loved it because it's brilliant. But you know, that internalized racism, man, it's there and it's stopping you from seeing good movies. So check yourself, guys.
So Black Panther, yay. Go see it if you haven't. If you've only seen it once, you should go see it again, says the girl who's only seen it once, because
I've seen it 3 times. So.
Yeah, I hate going to the movie theater. And I actually, this is one of the ones where I I think if I had gone to see it a second time, it would have been the only Marvel movie I've ever seen a second time in the theaters. And it was the only one I've ever, except for maybe Captain America: First Avenger, that I've ever really desired to see a second time. But I don't have time right now. The why is Ice and Fire Con. I'll talk about that later. But not in a bad way. It's just coming up very fast. But anyway, so Black Panther, yay. And also check out our news section, which, like, our biggest news from the past week is a lot of, there's a lot of stuff on the news tab on our website, thegeekiary.com. The Klexicon red carpet interviews that our writer Froggy did this past weekend were awesome. So there's an article on the Geekiary, but there's also on this YouTube channel. If you go to our recent uploads, the video is great. She talked to, I'm not going to list all these actresses, but a whole bunch of actresses from Legends of Tomorrow, Lost Girl, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Walking Dead, Carmilla, The Runaways, Fear the Walking Dead. So yeah, whole ton of people. So that's really exciting and like good for her. I'm really sad I didn't get to go to Klexicon this year, but it being the same month as Ice and Fire Con, just I can't. I couldn't. So yeah. I'm sad I didn't get to go. I saw tons of pictures from it and it looked like fun.
It did look like fun.
I miss my girls. I had such a good time last year. Like, probably I would say it was one of my top 3 conventions last year. So that's saying a lot.
Cool.
It was better than Comic-Con for me last year. So
wow. Guess who's here? Hey, Erin, you got power.
Hey!
Hello. Yes, I'm here.
Erin has had a harrowing day. So
Yeah. Yes, and it came straight here, and I didn't put any makeup on. Look, I didn't do my hair.
If I looked like that without makeup on, then I'd be happy. So
you look beautiful. So
thank you.
Anyone else can describe me.
Well, I'm here, so
yay!
Speaking of people who've had a bad day.
We've literally just finished talking about like newsy stuff. So we're going into like what we've been watching, I guess.
Yes.
So iZombie.
Obviously at the top of this iZombie, yes. Everyone all caught up on iZombie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I am all caught up. I enjoyed the last episode immensely.
Also, I do have a little bit of an update real quick. Black Panther is at 667 million domestic. It needs to reach 760 million to beat Avatar.
Okay.
Thanks, Brian, for that update. That is a good number. That's not, I mean, it's a lot of money, but considering
we can do it. Come on, guys. Come on. Something's got to beat Avatar.
God, please, someday. All right. So iZombie.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, like, I love to live tweet it. I mean, I don't really say much about what's happening, but it's mostly like reactions that I live tweet. And every time I watch it, I'm like, the show is so good. This episode is so much better than the last one. And I say that every time. And I'm like, how can this show be better and better and better every time and it's not automatically renewed?
Because people don't watch it. People are stupid.
It's on Netflix, people. Come on.
I know.
Catch up.
It's amazing. I mean, I like it because it's just such like a nice show. Like, I mean, I know it's a show about zombies and lots of people are dying, but it's also nice. And all the characters are nice. And I like all of them. Like, yes. I don't, not in a, like, I love to hate them or like I find them really dramatic or interesting. No, I genuinely like all of them and would like hang out with them, you know, which is just so refreshing on telly.
Well, they obviously, like, all the cast obviously has great chemistry and are probably good friends off screen. And that really translates well. I know Rahul Kohli, who plays Ravi, was in New Zealand
Oh my God, I saw those
visiting a
pictures.
couple weeks ago, and he was like chronicling his trip on Instagram and stuff. And Rose McIver obviously was the one that was showing him around, and I was just like, oh. So,
And was that his girlfriend that he was with?
the redhead,
Yeah, who looks like straight up out of Brave.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and I mean that in a good way. Her hair is amazing. Like,
yes,
Nice. Yeah, they do. It really comes across well with on the show. Yeah, you're just like, yes, I feel like you guys are having fun making this, and you kind of imbibe that joy into the product.
yeah, I saw an article. This was a while back. It was definitely, it had to have been after our last webcast at the beginning of March, because I would have talked about it if I'd read it before then. But like, it was this article, and it was like characters that worst characters on TV, or characters that kind of throw off the vibe on good TV shows. And one of the ones they mentioned was Clive, and I was like, what?
Clive is awesome.
Like,
yeah,
they said, like they said he was like stilted and like whatever, and I was like, what? But that's like his character.
yeah, that's his character. But like, it also he's so nuanced, like, because he's so staunch and kind of like non-feeling, and then like the next second he's giving you a Lord of the Rings like reference. That's just it. That's a great character. That's greatly written character.
Yeah, and he's so likable. How could you not like Clive?
Right?
Yes.
I was like really upset about this, and I've probably like internalized that for a while, because like I've reviewed a couple episodes since then, and every time I was like itching to be like, I know people don't like Clive, but they are the worst.
That's so. I just kind of. Clive is so lovable. Like, he is literally a puppy dog of a person.
Yeah, like,
and he's so relatable, being kind of like stiff and like really, but then like a total fanboy.
right. And I don't like. I mean, his like stiffness and everything, I feel like that's just him like keeping his
Being
distance and
professional?
trying to protect himself, and yeah, also being professional. Like,
He is.
I don't doubt that he cares about Liv.
Oh God, no! Like, there's
Like,
no.
Well, and I think also and this is, I have to give it to Rob Thomas, because I really do think that it's nuanced writing here, in addition to some really good acting and acting choices. But to me, Clive is like an introvert. He's a true introvert.
Yeah.
And a lot of like characters that we see in media are not typical introverts. Like, he's very professional at his job. He's very caring about people. He's a little bit nerdy. And every now and then, when you can tell when he gets in his comfort zone, because he starts to open up. And like, to me, I think like at first I didn't really like Clive. I felt he was kind of standoffish, but he has grown on me, and now I love him. And I think that I agree with you, Tara. I think more if people like watched it from episode 1 to now, I think they'd have more appreciation for his character.
Well, I mean, I honestly, I didn't even really think about the fact that he's probably just a well-written introverted character. So yeah, people probably aren't always going to like seeing that, but it's realistic because there are a lot of introverted people in real life.
And that's how a lot of us get treated initially, little icy. And then once you get to that comfort zone, they're like, please
crack through that layer of ice, and there's like warm water underneath. Just need an ice pick, in a long time.
I'm like kind of this weird, like extroverted introvert who like, I am very like outgoing and everything and friendly, but like I will not let you in to my personal like there's a personal level that you cannot crack unless I am close with you. And people don't like, the thing is, people don't know how to handle that either. Like, but that's the thing. In real life, people are nuanced. In shows, characters should be nuanced. It should not be like, not every character should be like black and white. And
I think maybe. I mean, I think these people are wrong, but I'm looking at it going, look, like Liv, with the way that she gets to kind of like go wild and take on these new personalities every week. You know, I guess that Clive can seem, I get kind of one-dimensional, like, which is wrong because he is multifaceted. He's just like regular multifaceted, but when you compare him to Liv, who's going through like these huge transformations every single week, you'd be like, oh, okay, he's just the same. And you're like, no. If you actually look at Clive's journey from the start to where we are now, it's massive. And he's, you know, we've gotten to know him a lot, and he's had a lot of like actual development and growth. But yeah, it's just not as kind of showy, I guess, as like someone like Major, even like, because Major's, yeah.
I was going to say, like, if you're going to complain about a character, and I don't hate Major as a character, but if you're going to complain about a character on the show, I would complain about Major.
Oh, I hated him in season 1, but he has grown. He's grown on me too, like, you know.
Well, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I just love this show because every episode, every season just gets better and better. And normally you don't get that on, you know, these like scripted drama shows that tend to like level off and then get really bad. And this just keeps getting better and better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was worried about this season after the way season 3 ended, where they're like walling off Seattle and everything, but they have just like opened up this whole new world. And like, don't get me wrong, I liked season 3. I liked season 2. I think season 1, I'm definitely a season 1 sucker. I almost always like the first season, almost always, not always, but almost always like the first season of a show the best, for maybe not the whole entire run, but for a while. But this season is amazing. Like, it's definitely better than last season. It's probably better than season 2. Like, it's really good.
Consistently better than season 2, but season 2 had such like high ups and like low bottoms that season 2 was weird, because it was like the bad bits were like, oh, this is quite boring. But when it was good, it was like phenomenal. And like the season final of season 2 was like probably the best.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I'm gonna have to agree with that. The season 2 finale was amazing.
Yeah,
like it was a really high and really low all in like one episode.
Yeah,
so
it was. Yeah, season 2 finale was, I think, probably the best episode of the show. I mean, that's not saying like the rest are bad, because like even when the show is not at its peak, it's still good.
Yeah. Even when it's not at its like best, it's still better than most things I watch. So.
Yes, I know. We were just talking about everyone watching The Walking Dead. Why is everyone watching The Walking Dead when they could be watching this show? It's doing zombie apocalypses, right, man?
Yeah, that's actually, we have like a thing at the end of the Bitching Dead, like, what should you be watching instead of this? And every time I'm like, I mean, if you really, really want to watch a zombie show, just watch iZombie. Santa Clarita Diet was also, you know, something I mentioned. But like, really, if you want to watch a zombie show, especially like a network zombie show, watch iZombie.
I agree. It's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's when is, oh God, what episode? We're only on episode 6, so it's gonna go for a while, right?
Is there only 12 eps? Do they only do, or is it 18 again?
No, it's an abbreviated. I think it's 12 or 13.
That's fine.
I don't know for sure.
I think iZombie has been like as good as it is because it isn't stretched to like the 22 episodes. So
yeah, I honestly don't watch live any shows anymore that are that many episodes per season. So it's a lot.
I don't think I watch any shows that are the full kind of traditional 22 episodes or whatever. Anymore.
I recently started watching something on Netflix that's a full 22 episode season, which I'll get into later. But yeah, that's something recently on Netflix, not live. Like, I keep hearing this news about Arrow, and I'm just like, oh God, remember when I used to watch that?
I did watch Arrow. I do not. I quite enjoy the Legends of Tomorrow, which is the weird kind of time travel DCU,
Mm-hmm.
the Lantiverse thing. But that's because it's a bit wild and it's only got shorter seasons. So I think that probably has to do with it. Shows are not meant to sustain 22 episodes, guys.
Unless Supernatural, which is for some reason.
Yeah, but Supernatural is just stupid, right? So we love Supernatural. I still love Supernatural.
I know,
but I recognize that it's not good, right?
I mean, I had to throw that in there because CW obviously renewed it again, and they renewed
the end of the world. You know, all that we left was cockroaches and Supernatural.
Like, that's actually really funny because it's probably true.
But I sort of like, it's kind of comforting, and at this point I'm just like, don't cancel it, because like, it's stupid. It doesn't cost a lot of money to make. It's really not affecting anyone. The viewership just stays constant even though it's not massive, you know. I just, you know
how you watch the like successful shows, and then it gets to be like about season 6 or 7, and then one of like the main actors gets a little cocky and like quits the show for a movie career, and you're like, man, why did you quit this show? You've got like a consistent paycheck and like all this stuff. And you know what? Jared and Jensen, they didn't fall for that.
No. Keeping them employed, like, they got families.
You know what? I got a paycheck. I'm probably not going to make anything after this because I'm going to be doing this till I'm 70. So it's all good.
Oh gosh, yeah. I saw an article recently that was talking about how Jensen Ackles,
yes,
who plays Dean.
Yes.
Yay, hey Tara. I always have to remember that it's not the guy who plays Dean on Gilmore Girls. Anyway, I read an article recently where he apparently auditioned for Captain America and was like real upset when he didn't get the part, and I was like, I
love Jensen, but I'm glad he did not get to be Captain America.
No. That's all.
When he made the decision to just be Dean forever. And you know what? It's fine. It's fine. He's got it worked out. Maybe
it's fine. Like, I mean,
life.
I think that, I just respect and love Supernatural for what it is at this point. It makes a lot of people happy. It's ridiculous. It makes zero sense, and they don't even try to have it make sense anymore. They're just like, whatever, we can do what we want. We're going to get renewed. It's cool. And you're just like, I respect that level of not giving a fuck. It's just like, I like that. I mean, it's 2018. The world has gone to crap. Nothing makes sense anymore. Like, Supernatural, sure, keep it going forever.
People will still watch it. It's all good. I had to bring that up because obviously CW renewed all of their scripted shows. Except for iZombie and 100, which are on the bubble. So we'll see what happens.
Please renew iZombie. I'm excited that Crazy Ex-Girlfriend got a 4th and final season.
Yes. That's one of those shows where I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Where, like, how are they gonna keep this going? And there have been some crappy episodes, and I don't think the music is what it was in the beginning, but like the songs or whatever. But that show it's made so many good points, especially this past season. Like, I don't even want to say the things that they've gotten into, because if you haven't watched it, I don't want to spoil it. But like, it's hilarious at times, and it's like depressing. Like, there were several episodes this season that made me cry.
Oh yeah, I was openly weeping.
Yeah, and I just. It's a good show. Rachel Bloom is amazing. And I think I'm glad that they are wrapping it up after this season. I think that will give it a good run. It will give it, I believe that they will give it a good ending.
I mean, it makes sense. I like it. 4 acts, 4 acts to the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend story. And I mean, I think Crazy Ex-Girlfriend as a show is just so good in that, like, the way that it, like, built you, built everything to the like, sort of climax of season 3. It's just like, oh, because like you're all the way through going, they're totally doing this wrong, and there's no way they're gonna do this or whatever, and then they just do, and you're like, wow.
And speaking of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, Rachel Bloom was the guest star on iZombie this week.
Oh, so nice.
I like when she showed up, it was like she's at the beginning of the episode. I know she's not gonna last.
But boy, did she have an excellent cold open. Like, you know, if you're going to come in to be the person that gets murdered, you may as well do a zombie version of Rent while you're there.
Oh my God, right?
Like, so over the top. I loved it. Oh my God.
I would 100% watch that zombie version of Rent, by the way.
Yeah, I would too.
I would go.
I was watching it trying to decide, like, is this offensive that they're comparing?
I mean, I think it is. Probably.
Epidemic? I think this is offensive, but like also
it's sort of like it's making fun. I found it making fun of the idea that like zombieism is often used as an allegory for like diseases like AIDS.
Yeah.
And HIV. Yeah. Like it is, and like that's stupid. Like that's ridiculous the way that we use like zombies and vampires and monsters as allegories for these things. So it's funny because it's sort of like taking that ridiculous idea and pushing it to the extreme and going. And
I also think like it's 30 years ago, it would have been really problematically offensive. Now it's just kind of like, I mean, it's a little bit, but like not, you know, it's not as bad as it would have been 30 years ago.
I thought the joke was that it is kind of offensive. Like that she was that kind of theater person that would put on this show and do something that's kind of really dodgy, you know?
Super theater.
Yeah, but it's for the art. And you're like, should you though? Should you?
It was a good, especially knowing her character on Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, it was a good cameo. I liked it a lot. Like when she showed up, I was like, ah! She's gonna die. Shit. So anyway, other than iZombie, things that happen.
Feelings with iZombie.
Yeah. I agree.
It used to be like feelings about Helix. Now it's just feelings about iZombie.
We like it a lot, okay? It's nice. There are nice people and there are zombies. And people die, but it's cool. I'm team zombie. Let's get rid of the humans and just have zombies.
Yeah.
We need the humans to feed the zombies, though, so.
Who doesn't love Don E? Like, Don E is my favorite character on that stupid show.
He's such an idiot.
Oh my gosh. I mean, like, him and Blaine, like, when Ravi, first of all, the heroin addict brain, that was a bit much for me, personally. It's been a really hard couple months. Somebody who I know who was very close to a lot of people I'm close to, even though I didn't like this person, passed away from a heroin overdose in February. And somebody else I know is currently in a coma from a heroin or fentanyl overdose. I'm not really sure. So like I'm still a little bit torn about how I feel about them taking that on as like, this is how Ravi gets the girl. Like, I'm not sure I liked it. But I did like that Ravi went to Donnie and him and Blaine were like, yeah. Hey, Peyton, come get your buddy. So that was a plus because I was like, they're not really like I had to assume they weren't going to actually have him do heroin.
Yeah, I mean that was not going to happen, but I mean it was 50-50 when he went there. Like they could see a potential to be like, we could make some money here.
But they didn't. They called Peyton. Yeah. They called Peyton. They knew who to call, and just like. They're both just like, dude, and Blaine, his look on his face is just like, and I just, Remember when Blaine was maybe good? Maybe.
Blaine was never good.
No.
Like, I mean, we all
when he was faking amnesia, and you're
that
like,
was my favorite storyline because I felt like it was a direct call out for all fans that were like, we kind of like Blaine when he was a murderer. And they were like, ha, guys, we're going to make him good. But psych, he's not good.
He always has a redemption arc every single season.
Yeah, but
it's starting now with his dad. Like, it's fine. I'm fine with it.
I don't think this is a redemption arc.
I don't think he needs a redemption arc. Like, I think at this point we know that he's not a good person, but we enjoy him.
I don't think his dad, I think, is horrible.
Oh, yeah, his dad's the worst person.
Horrible that is going to happen. I just can't figure out what it is, and it's driving me crazy, but that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Maybe using the word redemption was wrong. Maybe it's just a character growth arc.
Yeah. But see, he doesn't, because he just reverts back.
Right. He doesn't.
I think it's this idea. It's like Blaine thinks he's having a redemption arc, but he's actually not. That's what I would think. Like, Blaine thinks he's like in the middle of his redemption arc in every season. He's like, they're gonna love me and they'll forgive me and it'll be totally fine. We'll be BFFs. And then he's surprised when they're like, no, you're evil. And he's like, what?
I think you're onto something a little bit better than I was. Yeah. Yes.
In Blaine's head, he's the hero that's getting redemption. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about Blaine.
He is still murdering people, though. So.
Yeah.
This is the joy of the show. You're like, this guy, he kills people that he's kidnapped, but he's not all bad. He didn't sell Ravi heroin, so.
Oh, I'm not saying he's not bad. I'm not suggesting. At least he didn't sell Ravi heroin.
That's the experience of watching the show, because you're like, I'm just picking my battles,
It's sort of like that person who is really good to like the people they know. Like, he was actually good, minus the amnesia lying thing. Like, generally, like he is. Good isn't the right word. What am I saying? He's not horrible to people that he knows, that he likes. Yeah. For some reason, I guess he kind of likes Ravi. Maybe not. He likes Peyton, and he knows Peyton likes Ravi. That's what it is. But
I think he likes Ravi and Liv. Like, I think he thinks that he's part of their team.
Yeah. But I mean, he's fine to the people that he knows and likes. But then if he doesn't know somebody, he's like, well, let's just murder them. It's fine. Like,
I don't know. They mean nothing to me.
And in real life, it may not be that extreme, but there are a lot of people out there who are like, yeah, I'm cool to my friends. But then, like, you find out who they are at work or whatever, and they're fucking horrible. So, like, they're backstabbing assholes or whatever. Like, that's what he is. He's actually kind of super realistic in a
horrid way, in a zombie way.
In a zombie way.
Exactly. It's nuanced. I'm telling you, this show is amazing, but we should probably move on.
Yeah, we can't stop gushing about
it.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine, because like the rest of the stuff we have to talk about is whatever. A bunch of stuff was released in March. One of the things that I didn't even put on here was a series of unfortunate events, which I have not watched any of. Like, eventually I will. I watched the first season, but I just don't care that much. It's one of those things that came out when I was like too old to.
Yeah,
I was too old to enjoy it as a kid, and then like I have friends who read it when they were older, but it's not like Harry Potter. Like, I read Harry Potter when I was like a freshman in college was when I started reading it, but like nobody suggested series of unfortunate events to me the way people like shoved Harry Potter in my face. So I don't know. So I haven't seen that. That came out the very end of March or maybe the very beginning of April. Jessica Jones, did you guys watch it?
I have not. I saw the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
And like, I really enjoy Jessica Jones, but I just do not have tolerance for depressing things right now.
That's fine. I won't spoil anything. I didn't love it. Uh, like I didn't love it the way I loved season one. Uh, I don't even think I liked it as much as I liked season like Luke Cage. But it was still better than Daredevil season two. It was still better than the Defenders, and it was better than Punishers. And like we don't even need to talk about Iron Fist. So, like yeah, like I didn't absolutely love it, but you know,
The whole time I was watching it, I kept thinking like, would this have been better as the first season? Because it's more of an origin story. But then I was like, no, I don't think so.
They needed to open strong.
Yeah, and so it felt off to me. Again, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as the first season.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
no,
it was,
that's...
and it was all the writing. I mean, the acting and everything was great, and but it was inconsistent, I would say. So
I have to give a shout out to Griffin Sinclair, because my sister was visiting, like randomly and surprisingly she came to visit, and she'd never seen Jessica Jones season one. So she came during the middle of the week, kind of out of the blue, and I was like, all right, well, I gotta work, so sit down and watch this show, because like she showed up on a Tuesday night, I think, or Monday night. It may have been Monday night. No, it was Tuesday. Whatever. It was Monday or Tuesday night she showed up, and I sat her down the next day and I was like, so season 2 of this show is coming out on Thursday evening, and like we're gonna watch it, so you should finish season 1. And sure, it must have been Tuesday night that she showed up, because she started watching it Wednesday and finished it Thursday evening, like right before season 2 was released, and loved it. And so her and myself and Brian are sitting in the living room starting, watching season 2, and Griffin Sinclair shows up, and they just had this thing about Griffin Sinclair and his, what did they call it? Incredibly great hair. And then he turned out to be, whatever, Griffin Sinclair. But I don't know. It was funny. And I have to give a shout out to them for Griffin Sinclair, because I think they'd be mad at me if I didn't. And Aaron, I know, Vaughn, you haven't. Has Griffin Sinclair shown up in the first 2 episodes? I don't even know.
I watched the first 2 episodes when they first came out, and then I just kind of stopped watching because I was like, oh, this is really good, but I'm just not up for it. And like, I haven't been able to psych myself up to kind of watch the rest of it, because I'm just like, oh, I know this is going to be good and I'll enjoy it. Like, even I've heard a lot of people say that it's not as good as season 1, but I'm like, I will enjoy this. But
yeah,
oh God, I don't like sad things, man. Life is too sad.
Oh gosh, yeah. Somebody was asking me on Twitter, like, what like Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones, like websites and message boards and stuff to use. And I said, yeah, this is what I started out with, but honestly, I just kind of lurk on things. I don't really like take part in the online fandom anymore. And I mentioned like Westeros.org, how I got a really bad taste in my mouth. And I didn't say why. I'm not going to get into it now, but nobody really like bit onto that. And then somebody said something about Reddit, and I was like, oh yeah, like I lurk on Reddit too, but I don't really get involved on Reddit either. And this has nothing to do with like Song of Ice and Fire or Game of Thrones. I had a really bad Reddit experience. Nothing to do with this fandom, but I had a really bad Reddit experience. So now I just kind of lurk. And, somebody was like, well, you shouldn't let people ruin things for you, blah, blah. And I was like, honestly, like I'm old. If something doesn't give me joy, I'm not going to take part in it anymore. I'm not going to deal with it. Like, I shouldn't have to. Sorry, not sorry. And that's Jessica Jones was one of those things where it's like I finished it because I wanted to, and I didn't not enjoy it, but no, it didn't give me joy. because it was depressing. The first season was depressing, but in the end, it's still sort of uplifting.
I
Yeah, it was
yeah.
hopeful. It was hopeful.
I enjoy depressing, but I need like fan fiction depressing. Like I need to know up front that it's gonna have a happy ending. I need to have like a list of like everything bad that's gonna happen. So that I can prepare myself.
Yeah.
I don't need to know what order or how it's going to happen, but just a nice list of warnings would be great. See, this is the level of sad bad I can handle at the moment. And TV shows and movies and books don't do that. They don't fan fiction the sad. So
Yeah. Anyway, the other thing that came out this month was season 2 of Santa Clarita Diet. I liked it. I like season 1 just fine. It wasn't like the most amazing show ever, but it's enjoyable. The episodes are like 30 minutes. They're easy to watch. I think season 2 is better.
I liked it.
So
cool.
And I don't mean it was better and that season 1 was bad. I think that it improved. I really like the main couple. Like, what is it? Timothy Oliphant and Drew Barrymore. Obviously, I think his name is Timothy Oliphant. I could be wrong, but like they're just so sweet. Like they're so supportive of each other, and it's like there's horrible things happening, and the show's kind of gross, but they're so cute. Like
the show is super gross. So if you haven't watched it, be prepared for like super
it's gross. It's gross.
gross.
But it's also, I don't know, like it's gross, but it's like happy in some ways. Like they're such a good couple. Like no, that's not realistic. That doesn't happen in real life. These two people. It doesn't happen. I just don't think it does. But it's uplifting because it's, I don't know.
Oh, wow. Excellent. So more uplifting. I saw the first season. I haven't watched the second season, but I will at some point because like when I have time, because I'll know it'll be fun. A fun like kind of light to watch. You know, I mean light for like something with zombies and like gross out stuff, but like it is fairly light and it's short and.
So yeah. Anyway.
Anything else?
Not for March. I mean, this month is ridiculous. Like Legion came back. I haven't watched any of it. Sorry. I don't have cable.
I watched the first season. I thought it was good. I think it's a television show that thinks it's smarter than it is. But I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the first season. I didn't love the first season so much that I feel the need to watch it on a weekly basis right now. I think I'm going to wait till this season ends and hope that I'm not spoiled.
All right, cool.
I've only watched the first episode of season 2 because I was out of town last week.
Yeah, at Disneyland.
I know.
How dare.
But it was like, it's one of those where you kind of have to like really pay attention. And so I've only made it through 1 because if you think back to season 1, like it throws everything at the wall. And you're just like the first 2 episodes, is this? And then like the further you go, the more clear it becomes. And I think they're following that same formula for season 2. Because like the first episode, you're just like, what is happening? And then, but it'll start making more sense, hopefully, I'm sure. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I like the first season just fine, but yeah, I agree with Vaughn. I think it's a show that thinks it's smarter than it is.
And that's fine. Like, I mean, what it's doing fine. Like, I like that kind of like, what's going on kind of thing. But yeah, I think it's a show that thinks that it has more to say than it actually does.
I think it's just weeding out people. It's weeding out viewers. Like
maybe, but is that a good thing?
I want my comic book shows to be like over the top and surreal.
Well, no,
Oh, no, that part I loved about it. Yeah.
right,
No.
right. But
Yeah.
I mean, like, is it a good thing in terms of its like its staying ability? I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I've had a lot of wine tonight. This webcast was an hour later than normal.
We'll see.
Well,
We'll see how it goes.
I liked Legion, but I recently watched The Runaways, and I really loved The Runaways.
Oh, it's so good.
So, yeah, I was like, yeah, I think like if I'm watching superhero shows, like I liked Legion, and I think like Legion would be, yeah, I will watch it. I will watch season 2 probably, but
I will too. Just I'll watch it when I don't have 8,000 things going on, and I
got annoyed with people last season like talking it up so much and being like, oh, this is the best like superhero show, and I was like, it's good, and I really enjoy how kind of weird it is and fun, but it's also like that kind of like unreliable narrator thing has been done before, and it's been done better in different ways, and that's fine because it does it well in Legion.
I think
it's not the most groundbreaking show.
I think the acting, especially on the part of the lead actor whose name I can't remember, and the girl from Parks and Rec whose real name I also can't remember. April from Parks and Rec is amazing.
And Aubrey Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza, thank you. I don't know these people's real names.
Here. Oh.
But no, yeah, like the acting is amazing. So
yeah. And it looks great. It's a great looking show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good show. It's a good show. I would recommend it if you're into that kind of thing. But I would also recommend The Runaways as a superhero show if you're looking for a superhero show.
Especially if you're looking for a superhero show that has, like lesbian relationship that develops, because I can't wait for season 2.
No, I just love it. I love it. All right. Anything else coming up?
Hey, The Expanse. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I've on doc, but I started reviewing a new show called Siren on Freeform. It's a mermaid show. It's kind of, freeform, very freeform. But it's also, there are some surprises in it, and you might like it. So I recommend it.
Cool. I will give it a shot.
It's about mermaids.
Oh, I do like mermaids.
Do people not like mermaids? I guess there may be some people who don't.
Yeah, I don't want to hang out with those people, but sure.
Yeah, Expanse came back last night. The episode was good. It was a really odd season premiere. Like half kind of slow and like plot building, and half basically it was like if you're with one set of characters it's like slow and plot building, and if you're with another set of characters it's like super action in your face. So I'm not like complaining or anything, but I'm interested to see how episode 2 pans out. And then that's it until Westworld and the 100 later this month, and then Infinity Wars, and then that's whatever.
Infinity Wars.
Fuck them for moving it up a week. Because
I'll
be at Ice and FireCon, so I'm not seeing it till like the week after.
That was the week it was coming out here anyway, so it's fine. It hasn't affected me at all, so whatever.
All right.
Yeah, okay. Upcoming events. Has anyone got anything upcoming? Erin?
Comic-Con.
I'm guessing by your face, no.
Well, she just got back from Disney.
Yeah.
I was at Disneyland. Well, I was in California all last week, and I went to Disneyland for 2 days, and I was there with an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old, so I did nothing basically. But I did ride the Haunted Mansion twice, which you'll be proud of.
Nice.
Because it's my fave.
It is. It's a good ride.
That's it.
All right.
Comic-Con.
Oh, right. Oh yeah, that's kind of barreling towards us, isn't
Oh
it?
God,
Jeez.
it is because hotel
Yeah.
sale just happened,
Oh
and
yeah.
like
Mhm.
we the hotel sale happened, and like the day or two after that, we got our like panel application stuff. So it's like they're piling it on right now.
Good. Excellent.
It's
Excellent.
happening. It does this every year where you're like,
It's
where
like
did this come from?
it's ages away and then bam, it's here. Oh God.
Yes.
Um, well, in 2 weeks I see Harry Styles again. So yay. Um, it's becoming a thing at this point. But and I've got Sydney Writers Festival is my next thing, which is in at the start of May, which will be fun. I like writers festivals.
What is a writers festival there? Like,
It's like it's like a convention, I guess. Like they have a lot of
okay,
panels and stuff.
okay.
A lot of writers come and yeah, they do like interviews or like panels with a group of people or yeah. Um, so it's over like 5 days, I think. Yeah, there's some really cool writers. I'm really hyped to see Andre Ackerman, who wrote Call Me by Your Name. He's coming out, and
Oh wow.
Patrick Ness, I think, is going to be here, and yeah, a bunch of people that are really cool. So should be it's an amazing writers festival, Sydney's Writers Festival. So yeah, it's always exciting.
Um, so Ice and Fire Con is 2 weeks from today.
It's finally here.
Sure, that's how I feel too. I'm not crying internally, sometimes externally. It's fine. No, really. It's 2 weeks from today. We're in good shape. I'm not. I things are happening. Things are set. Whatever. We've sold a lot of tickets. We're shoot I the last time I did like an actual percentage amount, it was like 25% over last year, and last year was our biggest year by like almost 50% over our prior biggest year. So it's you know 2 weeks. One of the when we were all trying to kind of figure out tonight's webcast, like I said to you guys, I was like, yeah, I mean, if we can push it back an hour, that's fine, because I'm working on this playlist for dance for Ice and Fire Con, and that's literally kind of my life right now. Is I work at my day job all day, and then I work on Ice and Fire Con stuff for like 4 or 5 hours at night, and then I go to sleep or then I go to bed and have some anxiety attacks about the things I forgot to do, which is on me. That's on me being like super, super type A, like beyond type A. So fine. Fine. I'm really excited. I really am excited for it. We're doing a musical this year, like a full-on musical.
Wow.
I mean, I say that it's 45 minutes long, so it's not like a 2 act long musical, but I literally like I didn't sign a non-disclosure agreement, but I made everybody else sign a non-disclosure agreement. So I can't say anything specific about it, but it's like a 45-minute long musical, and I actually have to like play two characters and change costumes in like a 4 minute period between those. So that's going to be super fun. It's fine.
Oh, exciting.
Fine.
You'll and in like by the time we get to the next webcast, you will have slept and be more relaxed. So that's a
Yeah,
positive step.
that'll be actually like the week right after the con if we do it the first Thursday in May. So no, it'll be good timing.
All right. So recommendations. Let's close this thing up before we totally blow it out. Erin, any recommendations for what month are we in? We're in April, but it's probably going into May.
Yeah, there's a new show on HBO called Barry, and it's really funny, and it stars Bill Hader, and he plays a former military hitman. He's a hitman, and he follows his subject to LA and follows him into an acting class and then falls in love with acting. It's really funny.
Oh, okay. Cool
So
premise.
I don't know. That's like it's a 30-minute like short show, and Bill Hader I love. So it's nothing like groundbreaking or special. It's just really funny and
I feel like I saw that like somebody else posted about it or something recently, so you're not
it just
alone.
came out like 2 weeks ago. So yeah, it's still pretty new. It's fun.
All right. Okay, so for my recommendations, I'm just going to go like full 20 gay teen because it has been just great for the gays recently. I mean, apart from like the world, pop culture wise, things have been good. We've got Love, Simon, which was just the most delightful thing that I've ever seen. I've seen it twice at the cinema. I'm probably going to see it again soon. And was like, wow, I just can't believe that we actually got a teen gay rom-com. But amazing. I would recommend anyone see that if they are sad because it makes you happy. I mean, I cried a lot, but in a good way.
I was worried because I was like, I don't want to see this if it's depressing.
I mean, there's like sad bits, but it's like good sad. It's like it makes you cry in like a lethargic way. It's good. It's just so lovely. And like I walked out of it and like I didn't stop smiling for about 24 hours afterwards. I was just like,
good.
So happy. I've got Janelle Monáe has been releasing songs and videos that are just the gayest thing in the world, and they are amazing.
Yeah.
So go check those out. YouTube it. It's worth it. Hayley Kiyoko has released her debut album, which is called Expectations, and it is like very gay. So she's got a whole album about how much she likes girls. So that's just tops. There's a young singer-songwriter who is like the first kind of act from Mark Ronson's label, and she goes by King Princess, and she is just like, which is just the perfect name for her because she is just like this gorgeous, soft butch girl who sings about like gay love, and it's just amazing. And finally, Zayn has new music because everyone knows that One Direction is queer culture.
I feel like mine is so weak after all of your like amazingly representative. No, it isn't. It isn't. Queer culture not so much, but Jane the Virgin. They've
been pretty good with the queer rap over the last.
Well, here's the thing. I'm like 4 or 5 episodes into season 3, so I right now I can't say their queer representation is amazing because it's mostly just Raphael's drunk sister,
and she is great though, representing the drunk lesbians.
She's great, but she's like right now the it's not the most positive lesbian representation, but it is extremely positive, like people of color, the family, the immigrant stuff. I don't really want to say too much in case people haven't watched it, because honestly, like I have friends who watched it and loved it, and like I wasn't spoiled for anything, but it's like it's a telenovela, and like which Spanish soap operas, so they're like 10 times what American soap operas are, I feel, but like shoot, maybe I'm wrong. I never really watched our soap operas either, but it's over the top and it's amazing for that. I don't know. I don't know. Just watch it. It's so, like you were saying about Love, Simon. Obviously different, scenario or whatever. But like this show makes me cry, but it makes me happy cry. Yeah. Like I have lost count of the number of times that Jane the Virgin has made me cry in like
In a good way.
Yeah, just it I don't know, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good about life, and it makes me feel, even when people are assholes in the show, like they still have so many redeeming qualities that it's like, why didn't I watch this years ago? And then the
It's so
whole
lovely.
relationship between Jane and her mom and her abuela.
It's beautiful. It's such a great show.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It gives me faith in humanity.
Oh, it
It
really
really
does.
does. Like, and I want to like sit my racist like family members down and be like, watch this and stop being assholes. So there's that.
Yeah, wow.
Anyway, so
we've done. We've gone 15 minutes over. But it's
that's
fine.
not bad for us, especially because Aaron had to join late.
And we did have to gush about iZombie for a really long time.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it was half iZombie, so it's fine.
All right.
Classic webcast content right here.
I mean, listen, iZombie, like gushing about iZombie is fine. Like, I'm not at all like making fun of us for gushing on Helix years ago. But like, if we're gonna gush on something, let's be real, iZombie is the higher quality show. So
Yeah. It's also not as weird though.
no.
I mean,
There's
there's
a
no jar babies
weird show
involved
for
in.
you to watch if you want to watch a weird show without having to actually pay as much attention like Legion. Just beware, Helix is over and you're never getting an ending.
It's fine. I quite enjoy that not having an ending. I feel like it really encompasses the feeling of Helix, like the vibe. Never knowing what's going to happen. I don't think they had an answer.
Yeah, it's kind of like Battlestar Galactica. Like, they never had a plan. Thanks, Battlestar.
My Facebook memories just came up this week where Tara, you and I wrote the Stream of Consciousness finale review together because we had taken turns reviewing that season, and then the last episode we were just like, whatever.
That was a good article, though.
Yeah, it was good. It was just like different, like the show.
Yeah. R.I.P. Helix.
Gone but never forgotten.
Agreed. Yeah.
That's the question. Like, was Helix the best show no one ever watched? Yes, it was.
Yeah.
We'll be the only people like on our deathbed just being like, why did no one watch Helix?
God, that show is so good. It was so crazy, but it was so good.
Memories. All right. Well, we should get this done before we just totally lose the plot even further. I am Von, and I'm here along with Tara and Erin, who finally joined us. Yay! Thank you again for joining us for Feelings with the Geekiary. Please remember that this is a free webcast run off donations from viewers like you. So thank you for contributing to our host site, the Geekiary, and we will see you at some point next month.
Yay!
Bye.